Hello besties and welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nadia Khalid. I'm a mindset coach and I'm also a clinical mental health graduate student. So I'm actually studying to become a therapist. Now today's video is going to be all about manifestation because I've recently opened this dialogue on my social media channels and I received a really overwhelming response from a lot of people who genuinely don't know what manifestation is, but they want to learn more, right? Like they want to learn about the law of attraction. They want to learn about this whole mechanism of how your thoughts create your reality. So if you are one of those people, this video is for you. You're going to be learning a lot of very valuable information in this video. So be sure to stay tuned. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into it. What is manifestation? Manifestation is the idea that your thoughts create your reality, right? And that seems so far-fetched to people at first because we were all taught the mechanistic model of the universe. And this was a model of the universe that was set forth by 17th century philosophers like Isaac Newton, right? Sound familiar? Fifth grade science class. So they basically set forth the idea that mind and matter are completely separate operating systems. They function independently of each other, okay? They have no relationship with each other. The universe is like a machine and there are laws that humans can use to predict and calculate how the machine functions, but we don't have any hand in creating any of it. Cue Albert Einstein, who comes along and comes up with the E equals MC squared equation, right? I mean, he didn't come up with it, he more so discovered it. So the E equals MC squared equation basically established that matter and energy are actually not separate from each other. In fact, they are so fundamentally similar that they're actually one and the same. So to put this into perspective for you, you have the atom, which is the smallest particle of matter. You have the Newtonian version of the atom, and then you have the quantum version of the atom. The Newtonian version is based on that old mechanistic model of the universe that we were talking about before, and it basically says that the atom is made up of 99.99999% matter and 0.00001% energy. While the quantum atom, which is based on Einstein's theory, states that the atom is made up of 99.999% energy and only 0.00001% matter. So if we know that the atom is mostly energy, that means everything around you, everything in the universe is made up of energy. Once physicists realized that everything around us is actually made up of energy, they decided to start studying the behavior of electrons, which are tiny subatomic particles. And what they realized was there's something called the observer effect, which is the phenomenon where wherever the observer of the experiment directed their attention is where the electron would appear. And this was huge, right? Because it proves that our thought, our mindful attention actually does directly impact our outer world and energy and matter all around us, right? So this quantum research led to an even more refined understanding of how the universe operates, which we now know is that everything around you exists as infinite potential, right? There is an infinite area of possibilities of how these electrons could come together to manifest into your 3D reality. It is your thoughts, it is your attention that determines how these electrons or how this energy actually comes together to manifest into your 3D reality. So that's the modern day scientific explanation of how your thoughts actually create your reality. But the concept of manifestation is something that's been taught since ancient times. It's found in so many different cultures, and the way it's explained really just varies based on the cultural context that you're talking about. Now, a common misconception of manifestation is that it refers to just manifesting your specific desires, right? That is not how it works. You have actually been manifesting every moment of your life since you were born, okay? If you take a look at your current circumstances, that is a byproduct of your thoughts over the years, your most dominant thoughts, that is. When you are talking about using manifestation consciously, that's how you actually manifest your desires. That's how you create the life that you want, is by being aware that your thoughts do create your reality and directing your attention specifically on things that you actually want to manifest into your 3D. So if we know that your thoughts create your reality, where does the law of attraction come into play? Well, first of all, thoughts and emotions, those are both energy. Emotions are energy in motion. Thoughts also have their own energetic frequency. If I were to connect you to an EEG and I were to put all those electrodes all over your head and ask you to think a certain thought, that thought would be emitting a certain frequency. You would be emitting a certain frequency literally out of your brain as a result of thinking of that thought. So the law of attraction basically just says that whatever energy you put out into the world, whatever vibrational frequency you're at and you're putting into the world, you will attract circumstances of a similar vibration. So for example, when I wake up in the morning and I'm in a really good mood, right? I have a high vibration and I'm just going about my day. Throughout the day, I'm going to attract circumstances of a similar frequency, which is great if it's a high one, right? Same thing applies for when you wake up in the morning on the wrong end of the bed or on the wrong side of the bed. You wake up and you're just in a really bad mood. And it seems like everything that could go wrong that day literally ends up going wrong. And that's because your energetic frequency, your vibration is just being met through the law of attraction. The law of assumption says that it's your fundamental beliefs and expectations that will show up in your reality, right? Whatever you expect to happen will end up happening. There are different ways to manifest. You can manifest using the law of attraction. You can manifest using the law of assumption. Personally, for me, the law of assumption has worked better, but there are so many different ways that you can manifest. As long as you're consciously aware that your thoughts create your reality, it is possible to learn how to control the direction of your thoughts so that you are actually paying conscious attention and directing your mindful attention to things that you actually do want so they can manifest into your reality. And the thing about all of this that took me a really long time to understand is that it's a very impersonal process, okay? So it doesn't matter if you want something or if you don't want something. If you are dominantly thinking about that, if you are repeatedly thinking about it over and over and over, okay, it's going to manifest into your conscious reality. So this is why I tell people it's so important the way you talk about yourself, right? Because words are literally just externalized thoughts. Words also carry energy. So when you're talking about yourself and saying, I'm broke, I'm ugly, and this is your dialogue about yourself that you have all the time, you are thinking about being broke. You are thinking about being ugly. And so after a certain point, that's going to start to manifest into your reality. So it's really important to watch the kind of energy you're putting out into the world. And I know it can be really uncomfortable to take accountability for shitty circumstances that you have manifested into your life, right? Like, no, obviously I would never want to experience a toxic relationship, but it happened, right? So you have to really take accountability and take ownership for the circumstances that you have manifested so you can let them go and manifest new circumstances that you actually do want. Now, this is something I have people do all the time when they're just being introduced to the concept of manifestation and they're still trying to like wrap their minds around it, or they're still kind of skeptical, right? Here's what I want you to do. Before you go to bed tonight, I want you to visualize in your mind's eye a blue feather. And it's important that you do this right before you go to sleep. So you close your eyes and in your mind's eye, like with your imagination, I want you to think of that blue feather and put as much detail into it as possible. Really sit there for as long as you can. I want you to hold that image in your mind and really pretend like you're looking at it right in front of you, but using your imagination, right? And again, put as much detail as you can. Really, really hold the picture of that in your head for as long as possible. Once you've spent enough time really visualizing this blue feather and really getting a clear image of it in your mind's eye for a couple of minutes, I want you to go straight to sleep. Don't look at your phone, don't do anything else, literally go right to bed, and then keep an eye out over the next couple of days, because a blue feather is going to manifest into your physical reality. I know it sounds kind of like simple and kind of silly. I'm actually not the one who came up with the exercise, by the way. I found it on TikTok. I can't remember who posted it first, but the reason why it's so effective is because a blue feather is so random, right? Like, you know, it's not something that you see every day. It's not really a common thing. And honestly, you don't even have to use a blue feather if you want. Use anything that you want. Use any kind of symbol. It can be like a purple tree. I've done that before. Or like literally any kind of like small specific symbol of anything. As long as you visualize it right before you go to sleep, it will show itself in your physical reality and you are going to be literally mind blown, okay? This is always what gets people believing that this stuff is actually real. And the reason why it's so effective and the reason why it works is because people don't have an emotional attachment to a feather. People don't have an emotional attachment to a purple tree, right? So it's really easy to expect that to come into your reality because there's no emotions associated with it. It's not heavy. It's not like I'm not manifesting $1 million where I have all these beliefs against it and all these blockages, right? It's literally just a blue freaking feather. So once you see the blue feather, come back to this video and leave a comment and let me know. I have done this with so many people and it's so much fun seeing everyone's reactions to it. So please, 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 if you do it and the blue feather comes to you, please do me a favor. Just come back here and let me know and leave the comment and tell me how it made you feel, because this is easily my favorite thing to have people do when they are not really familiar with manifestation yet. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's manifestation. That's how it works. And that's a fun little exercise that you can use to prove to yourself that manifestation is real, because the sooner you come to terms with that, the sooner you'll be able to create a reality and circumstances that you actually want. And if you're looking to read more about this stuff, I strongly recommend you start with Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Phenomenal book. He does such a great job of breaking it down in a very digestible way. And if you have any special requests for anything you want to see from me moving forward in terms of YouTube videos or TikToks or Instagram posts, anything, comment below and let me know. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I post on there all the time. And yeah, thank you for watching. Love you, besties.